What happens when machines start making life or death decisions on the battlefield? This isn't a distant dream, it's happening right now. From killer drones to AI-powered turrets, welcome to the first full-scale AI war. Artificial intelligence has crossed the threshold from Silicon Valley labs to war zones. And for the first time in history, the world is witnessing what may be the first full-scale AI-driven war. AI is no longer just an assistant in your pocket or a clever chatbot. It has become a soldier, a strategist, and in some cases, a deadly executioner. While the average person still sees AI as a productivity tool or a creative companion, military engineers and defense strategists see it as a battlefield revolution. Today, artificial intelligence has become one of the most decisive forces in modern conflict, particularly in the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia, a war that's become an open-air laboratory for the future of combat. But let's pause for a moment and answer a simple question. What does AI in warfare really mean? We're not just talking about drones or guided missiles anymore. We're talking about autonomous weapons that can select and engage targets without human intervention, about algorithm-driven targeting systems that identify threats faster than any soldier could. In cyber warfare, bots are trained to break into secure systems and disable infrastructure. We're talking about a war that's not only being fought with bullets and bombs, but also with data, machine learning, and real-time analytics. And this AI revolution is being powered by cheap, accessible technology, off-the-shelf components from China, US-made microchips smuggled past sanctions, and open-source neural networks trained on footage scraped from YouTube and social media. But what does that look like on the battlefield? In a country battered by relentless drone attacks, Ukrainian engineers have built something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi novel: the Sky Sentinel, an autonomous turret that doesn't just see the enemy, it thinks for itself. This isn't remote-controlled. There's no sniper in the shadows. The Sky Sentinel uses AI vision systems to detect, lock, track, calculate, and fire, completely on its own. Armed with a heavy machine gun on a 360-degree rotating platform, the Sky Sentinel's accuracy is stunning. Its designers eliminated mechanical play, the tiny slack in moving parts that causes wobble. That alone is an engineering marvel, especially when tracking objects moving at speeds of up to 800 kilometers per hour, like Iranian-made Shahed drones or low-flying cruise missiles. Its tests? Brutally effective. In live combat, it's already shot down 4 Shahed drones and can hit targets 5 times smaller. Think about that. Automated systems now have better aim than most trained soldiers. And it's cheap. One Sky Sentinel costs about $150,000 compared to $4 million for a single Patriot missile. Ukraine hopes to mass produce dozens per month. But scaling isn't simple. Maintaining zero mechanical slack while increasing production is like trying to mass-produce sniper rifles with the precision of surgical lasers. A single flaw in synchronization could cause catastrophic misfires, but the battlefield doesn't pause for innovation. It escalates. Enter Russia's V-2U, a loitering munition that behaves like a kamikaze drone but thinks like a machine assassin. Launched by Catapult, this UAV is loaded with a 2.9 kilogram shaped-charge warhead and programmed to seek and destroy autonomously. Its brain? An NVIDIA Jetson Orin AI module, integrated into Chinese Li-Top hardware. A 128GB SSD holds terrain data, enabling the drone to operate in GPS-denied zones, a direct answer to electronic warfare. It even comes with LiDAR and terrain-matching navigation, letting it fly where satellites can't guide. V2US can fly solo or in swarms, sometimes coordinating visually using painted wingtips. In one chilling incident, 7 V2US flew in formation above a Kharkiv market, appearing to select civilian-looking targets like vans and crowd clusters. The implications? Terrifying. This isn't just smart tech, it's autonomy with destructive intent. And it raises an unbearable question. Can machines distinguish between a combatant and a child holding a phone near a van? Because sometimes they don't. But both Ukraine and Russia are feeding real combat data, drone footage, kill confirmation, and target movement back into neural networks. These systems learn, evolve, and adapt based on actual battlefield behavior. War isn't just being fought, it's being used as training data. This is the first time in human history that machines are actively using real-world war to become better at killing. The AI doesn't just remember, it gets smarter. The question is, how far are we from letting that intelligence become independent? And while drones zip through the air, another war rages invisibly: cyber warfare. Both sides are deploying jamming systems and cyber exploits to take over or crash enemy AI. Ukrainian drones controlled via LTE are being hijacked mid-flight. Russian systems have been spoofed or blinded. In response, drones now use terrain data to navigate even when their satellite links go dark. But this makes cyber strikes more tempting. Why bomb a drone when you can own it? Control systems connected to LTE or WIFI are entry points for cyber attackers. AI warfare doesn't just happen with explosions, it's happening with lines of code, turning smart weapons into traitors. And this war isn't limited to Europe. In May 2025, the long-standing tension between India and Pakistan took a deadly, robotic turn. For the first time ever, the two nuclear-armed rivals used AI-powered UAVs at scale. It began after a terror attack in Kashmir killed 26 people. In response, India launched precision airstrikes. But what followed was unprecedented. Pakistan flooded the skies with up to 400 drones, including the Turkish YIHA-3 and homegrown Shahpar-2 UAVs. India's defense? Surprisingly low-tech, Cold War-era anti-aircraft guns retrofitted with AI-linked radar. The result? Dozens of drones were shredded out of the sky. The old guns proved far more effective than expected. But India didn't just defend, it attacked with Israeli Herops, Polish Warmates, and homegrown loitering munitions. Herops, which linger over a battlefield before diving into targets, were reportedly used against infrastructure inside Pakistan. Pakistan's counterplay: decoy radars and tactical patience, waiting for Herops to descend before striking. It was a chess match in the air, played by machines, guided by the hands of invisible engineers. But in these AI wars, the lines between combatant and civilian are blurring. Drones don't understand fear, surrender, or human nuance. When a soldier hides in a civilian vehicle, the AI may learn to treat every van as a threat. When a crowd looks like a logistics zone, the system might pull the trigger. These aren't glitches, they're consequences. The ethical foundations of war, non-combatant immunity, proportionality, and distinction begin to collapse when decisions are delegated to algorithms. If an AI commits a war crime, who's responsible? The coder? The commander? Or is it no one at all? Despite the horror, military strategists are all in. Because for them, AI offers asymmetric value. Cheap drones and autonomous turrets can destroy equipment worth millions. Drones can paralyze supply chains, attack deep into enemy territory, and defend urban centers without risking human lives. Even nations like India and Pakistan, traditionally slow in procurement, are fast-tracking drone contracts. India is ready to invest around $470 million in UAVs, 3 times more than pre-conflict levels. Trials and demos are being conducted at a record pace. Firms like IdeaForge and NewSpace are racing to make drones more autonomous and more resistant to jamming. This isn't about who has more troops anymore, it's about who has the smarter code. Why? Because AI doesn't blink, it doesn't hesitate, and it never needs sleep. We're talking about drones that choose their own flight paths, react to enemy movement in real time, and learn from every strike. Imagine UAVs analyzing infrared, GPS, radar, and satellite feeds in milliseconds, then adjusting their next move before a human operator can even react. And when you combine AI with computer vision, that's when things really get nuclear. Terrain mapping drones can now spot a tank behind a building, predict its path, and, if authorized, take the shot. Or worse, what if authorization isn't even required? We're not just building tools, we're creating autonomous hunters. Machines that learn from battle footage, adapt in real time, and begin to decide for themselves. In Ukraine, AI-powered turrets like the Sky Sentinel are already shooting down threats before any human even blinks. Russia's kamikaze swarms fly in formation, coordinate without instructions, and select targets that look dangerous. The battlefield is becoming algorithmic. India and Pakistan are escalating fast, testing AI drones across a 1,000-mile border. Meanwhile, the US and China are quietly developing systems that will someday dominate space, sea, and cyberspace, all driven by artificial intelligence. And these systems don't get tired, don't hesitate, and don't forget. So ask yourself, are we creating the ultimate peacekeepers or programming our own extinction? If this shook you, smash that subscribe like it's your last line of defense. Hit like if you think AI warfare is no longer science fiction. And drop a comment. Can humanity stay in control, or are we just spectators in the age of machine warfare? Because ready or not, the future is already firing.